Hi, this is Malia from Loom with M, and today I am going to teach you how to make this adorable jellyfish charm. And I have it on dental floss so that you can string it up and hang it. And I'm going to show you how to do that also. Band requirements. So for this design, you're going to need 67 8-colored bands, which is going to make up the main body. And then you're going to need 14 B-colored bands for a stripe. If you choose to do more stripes, you can use more bands. And then you're going to need 9 bands for the tentacles. I don't really know what else to call them. And then 6 bands for these ends. And I also have a use. You can use your broken bands for this. And I'll show you how to do broken bands and non-broken bands. So if you save your broken bands and you want to do like rainbow tips or something, go ahead with that. And let's see, I've made one more jellyfish. Like, you can add more tentacles and more stripes and just however you really want to do it. I'm just going to show you the basic pattern and then you can add your own variations. So you might also need dental floss, and I'm going to be using mine. Let's get started. So this is similar to my Halloween basket, and I don't know which one you've made yet, but I think it's adorable and you should totally make this. And it's very similar, so if you've made that before, you should be good to go. And we're going to take a cap band, double it over, and then we're going to chain up 5. So here's up 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a band through everything on your hook, and there's only this one row. And now we're going to put our hook back through the cap band, and then we're going to pull up a band only through the cap band, and I have my finger on this so it doesn't slide forward. And then we pull it up, and now we're going to chain 3 more so that we have 4 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, again on only this one, and I have my finger on that. And then we're going to put a 5th band through everything on your hook. So now I don't have my finger on this because I'm going to pull it through. And then we have 2 rows done, and we're going to put our hook back through that cap band, chain up 1, and then chain 3 more through only that one. I'm going to keep my finger on those back 2. 2, 3, 4, and a band through everything. And now I'm going to show you how to just count your rows. So, my band went flying. And when you're counting your rows, here's the cap band, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 that we chained, and then this 5th band through everything is the first stitch. 1, 2, and then the 3rd one's on my hook. So I have 3 rows. And we need to do 10 more like this. I'm going to show you again and then I'll fast forward. So we're going to put our hook through the cap band, chain up a band through the cap band only, put it back on your hook, and now we need to chain 4 in a row, and we already have the first one. 2, it's through only that first band, and this is still on our hook. 3, and 4, and then we're going to put a 5th band through everything on our hook, and then put the end back on. And now we're on our 4th row because the 4th band is on our hook, and I'm going to fast forward until I'm around my 12th one. Okay, so I am just finishing my 12th, and now I'm just going to do my last row, my 13th row. Go through your cap band, even though it seems almost full. Chain up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and like usual, we put 5th band through everything. And now you can see we've kind of got this like flat, kind of weird looking thing, and we need to give it its like curved dome shape. And we're gonna find, so here's the cap band, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this 5th band we're gonna stick our hook through. Top 2 loops. Oops. Like those 2. And then we're going to take our last band and we're going to pull it through everything on our hook and tie a slip knot. And for now I'm going to leave it loose. You can tuck in your ends or you can cut them. I'm probably going to cut them. I think it looks neater that way. I'm just always worried they're going to fall apart. And now we have our jellyfish, but it's got all these holes in it. And I'm gonna show you how to make it keep together, and this is very similar to what we did for this one. And it's gonna be stitching across the second one, and if you want to add more for decoration, you only need one to hold it together, and it just kind of gives it a little better shape than this like crumpled thing with holes. And we can start anywhere, and I'm just going to start near this slip knot, and we're going to take our hook and stick it through the second rubber band. So here's the first chain, and then the second chain we're going to stick it all the way through to the bottom. So we've got it on 2 loops here, and we're sticking it to the other side. And we're gonna take, I'm using blue for this part. We're gonna take a blue rubber band and pull it through everything. And now I'm gonna slip this blue rubber band here on my finger so that I don't lose it. And now we need to find the second rubber band on the next row. So if we look at the next row, the first chain, which is attaching to this border, and then the second chain, we need to stick it through the center, those 2 loops of that. And this is really hard to show. So those 2 loops, and then all the way to the other side. And now we're gonna attach this blue right there. So we just put it back on our hook. And now we're gonna pull one up through everything. And it caught on this top band, so I'm just gonna loop it over. There we go. And I'm gonna slip this on my finger so that I don't lose it. And I've already put it through this band, so I need to find the next one and stick it through the second hole, center of it, and then all the way to the other side, and then place this band on your hook. Now we're going to pull up, my bands are going flying today. We're going to pull up another one through everything. And again, it keeps catching on this last one, so you can just put it over the top. And I'm going to slip it on my finger so that I don't lose it. I really don't want to drop that. And this one's already gone through, so we're going to find the middle of the second one to the bottom, put a band on, and then pull a band up. And we need to do this all the way around. I'm going to keep showing you a few more because this can be really confusing. Stick it through the center of the second one. Put the band on your hook, so that's just like closing the stitch. And then pull up another rubber band. And I'm just going to stop. So it should look like a single chain going across these white bands. And if yours doesn't look like that, just keep watching until you get it. So now with it attached to my finger, I need to find the next row, which is here. Stick my finger through, it's like these 2. It's the middle of this loop, all the way to the bottom. Put it on, and then chain up another rubber band. And I'm going to show you one more time. Through the second loop, center of the second loop, all the way to the other side, put a band on, and pull up another band. And we just want to keep sticking our hook through, put on a band, pull up another band. And I am going to fast forward until I am close to all the way around over here. So just make sure you don't keep going and just stop when you're close to here. Okay, so now I'm pretty close. I'm going to stick my hook through for this last one. So I'm putting it through, putting on a band, pulling up another one. And now I'm at the place where I have to put it through where there was already a band where I put the first band through. So I'm going to stick my hook through that opening, all the way to the other side, put a band on, and this is our last band if you were counting. Pull one up through everything on your hook. And now this is a slightly difficult step. This is going to be the band that ties a slip knot, and we need to put this part that's on our hook on our fingers so that we have both fingers, and then slide your hook out. Rotate it to the other side, and put your hook in on the inside. If that was confusing, please rewind and watch again. And now I need to stick up my hook, it's on the underside now, through the center of this first loop. So I'm going to stick it through the center. It doesn't matter if it's not exactly in the right place, just this is where it looks best. So you put it in the center, and then you want to lift this off your finger onto your hook. And this band we need to pull under, all the way under to the other side. So we're going to pull it through all those bands that we just went through, and now we should have the two bands on a hook, and we just need to tie a slip knot and pull it tight. So now we have this stitching around, and I think it looks pretty cool. If you want to, you can do the same thing on these other bands up here, and there's one more down there if you would like more stripes, but I'm just going to stick with one and continue. So now we kind of have a basic either basket or a jellyfish in this case. And if we look at this one I gave 4 tentacles, and I just chained them up from the inside. But on this one, I did it a little bit differently, and I tied it to just the center of the chain, and I'm going to show you how to do it this way. But if you want to figure out how to do it like this, feel free. You just chain up from random spots here. And for the tentacles or legs or whatever you want to call them, I'm going to use white. And then for the ends, you're going to want to use, I'm going to use shades of blue. And you can use your broken bands, and I will show you how to do that. I cut a couple of my bands just so I can show you. And I can cut more if I want to. And now this is my inside. So I insided it out because my loose end here, and I can cut that off if I want to. So I'm going to grab scissors, snip them off, and you could even use that band for your tentacles, and snip it off. And you can hide your ends. I'm just not very good during this design, and I think cutting's a lot faster. For the first tentacle, we're going to stick our hook through a random first band, like a band that's connected to a cap band. So let's look over here. I'm going to stick it through this band. So just through like the top loops of that band. Next, I'm going to chain 9. 1, 2, and you can choose to make these different lengths. Like you could make one 7, one 9, one 8, but I'm just going to make them all 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm choosing 9 because I kind of like my tentacles a little longer once they end up hanging out of the jellyfish. And now I'm going to take one of my blue bands, and it doesn't have to be snapped, but it could be. I'm just going to show without a snapped one first, and we're going to pull it up and tie a slip knot. And you don't have to cut your ends like I did, but I think it looks a lot cooler when the ends are cut up. It just looks like more like a jellyfish to me. But for now, I'm not going to cut them yet. And I think it doesn't look as awesome when it's only got one slip knot on the end, so I'm going to stick my hook through, and then we're going to pull up another band. And I'm going to show you how to do it with a broken band this time. So we're going to pinch the ends with our finger and put it on our hook, and now we have a loop. We're going to pull it up. Oh, it's through my slip knot. Hold on, let me do it again. I just poked it through the blue band accidentally. And I'm going to stick my hook through, pull it up. This blue band is in the way. And now I'm going to wrap this around the back, so it's a yarn over and crochet. Yarn over the side, and then slip that loop through and pull. So it's a little bit more difficult with a split band, but then you have a use for all your broken and snapped bands. And now I'm going to cut this band just to match that other snapped one. And now we need to make the next one. So now I'm going to pick another random spot. I'm going to pick over here. So you just stick your hook through the first one that connects to the cap band, and then we need to chain 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And now we need to tie a slip knot. I'm going to do it with a broken band. So pinch the ends of this band, and that gives you a little loop like a normal rubber band. Pull it up, and then you yarn over the back like that. So if I have it like this, I'm putting it around the back, and I still have it pinched and I'm holding it tight, and then I pull it through, and then I let go of that, and I can then pull it through my knot, and then pull tight. And now I'm going to do it without a snap band. And just tying out the slip knot. You can choose to do more than 2 if you would like, but I like the number 2. And I'm going to take my scissors, cut them. And if we look so far, if we turn it right side out, we've got jellyfish with 2 tentacles, and you can choose to add more than 3, but I'm just going to do 3. And we have to do one more like this, so we're going to stick our hook in a random spot. Here's my spot. And we got to chain 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then we're gonna grab a band, pull it up, and slip knot it. And then get another band, go through that same white one, pull up another band, and slip knot it. And if you want to, we can get our scissors and cut off the ends. And now we are done with our jellyfish, and I'm going to show those of you who are interested how to get your dental floss on. I kind of found it difficult to find a way to hang it without it hanging lopsided, and I think this is the best way. It's just a little complicated, and I hope I can do it right. Okay, open my dental floss. Oh, that's the end of my dental floss. So now I have my dental floss. I got more. And I've got my jellyfish. And, okay, let me do this right. So I'm going to inside out it. And I'm going to pick a random band like before. Actually, hold on. I'm going to separate those random bands so we can see the cap band. Put my hook through the cap band. And now, like before, how we'd done it with a broken band, I'm going to pinch the ends of my dental floss. Well, it doesn't have to be the ends, just somewhere in the middle like this so that I have a loop. And I'm going to put that loop on my hook. And then pull it through this cap band. And once it's through, we can pull one of those ends out. So I'm going to separate this loop by pulling one of the ends out. Maybe. Okay. So now it's threaded through part of the cap band. And I'm going to center it in the center, yep. And next I need to find a spot, or now I'm going to take the end. You see one end's on the inside and one's on the outside. I'm going to take the inside end and thread it back up through. So I'm going to do it where I flip it to the outside and show you that spot, or it's probably easier to show on the inside. And I need to poke my hook up through this spot where the dental floss is. So I'm going to go on the inside, poke my hook up. And now I need to find which one comes to the inside. This one goes to the inside. And I'm going to pull it up. And then I can, if I flip to the outside, I've got this loop here. And then I'm just going to pull the loop. That way I get the end. And it's not a loop. There we go. And now we're going to go back to the inside. And we have one end that comes out. That's going to be a final end. And now this one that's on the outside. And we need to cross it across and find another band to hook it to. Or another spot on the cap band, which I'm going to choose right here. And you're going to stick your hook around the cap band again. And then we're going to take this and pinch part of it to make a loop. And then pull the loop through another spot in the cap band. Usually I like to do it across. And then pull up through the end. And that way it kind of comes across, and make sure it's kind of loose there so that we can still see that hole. And I just pulled it through, and now we just need to pull it back up. So I'm going to stick my hook through the center of the jellyfish and then make a loop with that piece of dental floss and then pull it up. And if you want to, you can wrap it around once more. I'm just going to see if it hangs right. And it hangs evenly, and then our job is done. And if you want to, you can tie a knot. And then we can cut off the ends. And then your jellyfish is ready for hanging. Thank you for watching, and if you liked this, maybe you'll be interested in some of my underwater collection, like a clam, starfish, squid, and now a jellyfish. I don't know if they're quite proportionate. And just keep your eyes open for more cool sea life.